You can still watch the stream. I'm not saying you should, in fact, I'm begging you not to. But it's out there, somewhere, floating around in the archives. People keep sending me links, mirror uploads, screen recordings, clips with captions like, "Real ghost caught live." None of them are the original, though. I deleted that myself. Or at least, I thought I did. The thing is, the comment section won't stop updating. It's been 4 nights since I ended that stream, and I keep getting notifications. New comment on your video. Every few minutes. At first I figured someone was just trolling me, maybe scraping my old footage. But when I opened the comment feed, they were all names I didn't recognize, names that didn't even exist in my subscriber list, and they weren't normal comments either. It started with one that said, "We saw her too." Then, "She's still there." And finally, one that made me drop my phone. "She's behind you again." I slammed the laptop shut after that. Didn't matter. The notifications kept coming, ping, 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 even with the Wi-Fi off. I've barely slept since. Every time I close my eyes, I see the same frozen frame, the one people keep screenshotting and tagging me in. The moment where the chat went insane. You can see it clearly if you pause at 1:37:42. Right after I laugh at something stupid someone said, the camera stutters, just a single frame drop, and for a split second, there's a woman standing over my shoulder, not behind me in the room, on the screen. Her face is pale and wrong, like a corrupted filter, eyes too dark, smile too wide. And the worst part? Her mouth moves, but there's no sound. People in chat thought it was an ARG, some AI effect, maybe a prank. But that's the thing, I never added any filters, no overlays, nothing. I went back through the recording software logs. It doesn't show any interruption. But when I looked at the timestamps, the stream shouldn't have lasted 2 hours and 18 minutes. It should have ended at 2 hours flat. The extra footage, the last 18 minutes, doesn't exist in my hard drive. And yet, people swear they watched it live. They say the camera kept streaming long after I ended it, that the screen went black, but the chat kept moving, that someone or something kept typing my real name. I don't even remember saying it during the stream. So, yeah, you can still watch it if you really want to. But if you do, don't scroll down, because the comments are still updating. And the last one, the newest one, has your username on it. I guess it started like any other late night stream. Streaming used to be my comfort zone. You know, the glow of the monitor, the hum of the PC fans, the chat window crawling with inside jokes and random usernames I'd grown to recognize over time. I wasn't famous or anything, just a small channel. Late night gaming, storytime rambles, chill background noise for people who couldn't sleep. The regulars knew my schedule by heart, midnight to 2, give or take. That night wasn't supposed to be any different. I remember checking my lighting before I went live. Ring light, on. Monitors, dimmed just enough so I didn't look washed out. The mic? Cheap, slightly dented on the side, but it worked. The setup was basic. One monitor for the game, one for chat. A tiny webcam that always made me look tired. When the live indicator popped up, I greeted the chat like usual. "Yo, what's up, night crew?" The first wave of messages hit, a blur of familiar names and emojis. "Let's go!" Midnight gang checking in. Someone joked about my coffee addiction. Someone else asked if the game would crash again. It felt normal, comforting even. For the first hour, everything went smooth. The kind of stream where time just slips by, laughter, glitches, bad jokes. Then, somewhere around 12:03 a.m., the camera glitched. Just for half a second. A flicker, a stutter. Nothing dramatic. But when the feed stabilized, the chat started spamming. "Bro, your reflection moved." Wait, WTF was that? Filter? I laughed it off, leaned closer to the webcam. What reflection? You think I'm fancy enough for filters? But something about their comments stuck with me. My setup faced a blank wall. No mirrors, no reflective surfaces. There wasn't even a window behind me. Still, I shrugged it off. Lag happens. Compression artifacts. Maybe OBS hiccuped mid-frame. I went on with the stream, switching topics, reading donations, joking about how my PC just needs holy water. That's when the mic distortion started. A faint crackle every few words, like static building up between syllables. My voice would dip lower, then higher, like someone was messing with the pitch in real time. The chat noticed immediately. "Your mic's doing a weird echo. Sounds like someone whispering under your voice." I tapped the mic. Testing, testing. The distortion stopped. For a moment, everything was clear again, but then, barely audible, under my next sentence, a voice repeated the same words, just half a beat late. "Testing. Testing." I froze but pretended I didn't hear it. You learn, as a streamer, that the worst thing you can do is feed the chat's paranoia. If you acknowledge something weird, they will run with it. So I laughed. Said it was probably lag. Changed topics again. But every time I said something that night, there was this faint overlap, like someone was copying my speech in real time, just slightly off sync. The timestamp on the stream read 12:03 a.m. again. I thought that was weird. I'd been live for almost 40 minutes, but it still showed 12:03, frozen like it never moved. Someone in chat noticed before I did. Why's the clock stuck? Another message popped up right after. Time loop stream LOL. And then, "Look behind you." I turned instinctively. Nothing but my chair, my wall, and the faint reflection of the ring light bouncing off the mic's metal grill. The chat exploded again. "Dude," it blinked. "The camera. Replay that frame." I told them to relax, that maybe the bitrate tanked. Maybe someone was trolling with fake timestamps. But my stomach had already started to knot, because when I glanced at the stream preview, just for a moment, my reflection on the screen didn't move when I did. It stayed still. And when the camera caught up, the reflection smiled before I did. The chat thought it was a filter. I told them it was. But deep down, I knew my software couldn't do that. The timestamp flickered again. 12:03 a.m. Then one of my viewers typed something that froze my blood. It started like every other harmless chat moment, the kind of thing you laugh off mid-stream. The game had just ended, and I was killing time with the chat, talking about random stuff, answering questions, telling that stupid story about the neighbor's cat that kept sneaking into my house. Everyone was in that relaxed post-game mood. Emojis, laughter, chaos, typical for my midnight streams. Then a message popped up. "Who's that behind you?" I almost ignored it at first. It's one of those classic trolling lines every streamer gets. So I chuckled and leaned toward the camera. Nice try. 0 out of 10 for originality. Chat blew up with laughing emojis and jokes, but then a few more messages rolled in. "No, seriously. I see someone. They just moved." The playful tone of the chat shifted fast. The spam stopped. Messages started spacing out, people typing slower, hesitant. Turn around. "What the hell is that? Is that your roommate?" That word roommate hit me. I lived alone. I forced a smile. "Guys, it's fine. There's no one here." I turned, just to prove it. Empty chair, blank wall, soft blue glow from the LED strip I'd taped around the desk. I even got up, pointed the camera around to show the room. "See? No ghosts, no stalkers, just me and my questionable sleep schedule." The chat didn't relax. If anything, it got worse. "Wait, go back. It's in the reflection." "Bro, it's behind your monitor." I frowned, confused. My monitor's surface was matte. It barely reflected anything. But I leaned close anyway, squinting at the black screen beside my open game window. Nothing. Just my own tired face, eyes ringed with exhaustion. And then I glanced back at the live feed. That's when I saw it. A faint shape, barely visible, like smoke caught in a flashlight beam. It stood in the far corner of the frame behind me, just over my left shoulder. At first I thought it was a shadow. Maybe my hoodie hanging weirdly, maybe compression artifacts. Anything but what it looked like. Then it moved. Slowly, deliberately, turning its head, like it realized I could see it now. The chat exploded. "OMG, it moved. Run. What the fun is that?" I spun around so fast my chair toppled over. The room behind me was still empty. Empty, but colder. I could feel it, the temperature dip, like someone opened a freezer door behind me. The air had weight suddenly. My hands started shaking. I tried to make a joke out of it to diffuse the tension, but my voice cracked halfway through. "Probably a lighting glitch," I said. Or, my webcam lagging again. But when I looked back at the live feed, the figure was closer. No sound, no footsteps. Just there, closer than before. The shape was getting sharper too, less smoke, more form. Someone in chat typed, "It's looking at the camera." I froze, because now I could see it too. The head tilted, the faint outline of shoulders. No face, just a blur, like static behind glass. The kind of shape your brain wants to fill in, but can't. The chat had gone dead silent now. No emojis, no jokes, just line after line of, "Don't move. It's right behind you." I felt the hairs on my neck lift, and then, pop. The stream froze for a single frame. The figure blinked out, and everything went still. No sound, no chat. Just the quiet hum of my PC and my own breathing. I remember whispering, almost to myself, "What the hell was that?" Then I checked the playback window. The timestamp read 12:03 a.m. again. But the recording was still rolling. I reached for my mouse, meaning to pause the stream just for a second. Only, the live feed didn't pause with me. When I finally hit end stream, I just sat there for a full minute, hands still hovering over the keyboard, my heart hammering against my ribs. The room was too quiet, the kind of silence that doesn't feel natural. I told myself I'd imagined it, that it was compression, lag, whatever. But curiosity is a disease, and I caught it fast. I had to know what the chat had seen. So I opened the VOD folder. The file was already there. Stream 1203.mp4. Same timestamp as the others. 12:03 a.m. Weird, considering the stream ran for almost 3 hours. I double-clicked it anyway. The video loaded normally. My own voice came through first, tired, joking, completely unaware. It felt surreal, watching myself like that. Like seeing a version of me that didn't know what was coming. For the first 20 minutes, it was all routine, gaming, small talk, dumb jokes. Then came the moment I remembered too well. The first, "Who's that behind you?" message. I watched myself react the same way I had that night, laughing it off, turning the camera, proving the room was empty. Only this time the playback didn't match my memory, because in the corner of the video it was already there. The faint silhouette, just standing still, motionless. And I swear it was clearer than before. I leaned closer to the screen. My pulse thudded in my ears. On stream it had looked like smoke, but now there were shoulders, fingers, the suggestion of a face, blurred but almost forming. I rewound 5 seconds, paused, frame by frame. The figure twitched, barely, like the flicker of bad video compression. But it was movement, and then it blinked. I didn't, not in the footage. My eyes stayed open, but the thing behind me, its head jerked slightly, and the blur where its eyes should be flickered once, twice. I exhaled hard. Nope, nope, no way. It had to be a visual bug. Something in the encoding, maybe even my GPU messing up. I told myself that while my palms slicked with sweat. But then I noticed something stranger. The chat replay, it wasn't the same as the one I remembered. In the original stream, I remembered specific names, familiar viewers, friends. But the playback chat had extra ones I didn't recognize. He can't see us yet. Look closer. It's learning. And the usernames, they didn't match anything I'd ever seen. Long, random strings of letters. One stood out. 113, Yadi Notganisaref. It took me a moment to realize what it spelled backward. Freshington Day 311, my home address. That's when my stomach dropped. I scrolled up the playback looking for more. Every few lines, more strange names. Some spelling fragments of personal info, things that shouldn't exist in a YouTube chat log. Birth date, ISP name, the last 4 digits of my old phone number. I froze, hand hovering over the mouse. I'd streamed hundreds of times before. I knew my audience. I knew this wasn't possible. I clicked pause, but the playback didn't stop. The video kept going for 3 more seconds before catching up, like it didn't want to pause. I shut the window, reopened it, played again. Now the figure was closer, half its face visible. Still blurry, but sharper, like the file was cleaning itself each time I watched. The shadow lines became details, a jawline, a nose, eyes that shimmered like static. And then I realized something else. Every time I rewound, the clip's timestamp shifted. Not just the counter, the actual embedded text. From 12:03:21 to 12:03:20, then 12:03:19 backward, like it was undoing itself. I told myself I was done, that I wouldn't open it again. But my hand clicked replay before I even decided to. Some instinct, like something in the file, wanted me to watch. This time I didn't even notice the figure move. It was just suddenly there, closer, almost filling the frame behind me. I could see the suggestion of a mouth, the faintest curl, a smile that wasn't human. And in the chat replay, a final message appeared from one of those strange usernames. Don't look away this time. My whole body went cold. I slammed the laptop shut, breathing hard. But the sound didn't stop. From the closed lid, the faint echo of my own voice whispered back, the moment from the clip, replaying like it was still going. I forced myself to open the laptop again. The file had changed. The name wasn't Stream 1203 MP4 anymore. It now read Stream 1203 Replay 1.mp4. And beneath it, a new file was forming, progress bar loading on its own. Stream 1203 Replay 2 MP4. That's when I noticed the file name was still typing itself. I woke up to the sound of my phone vibrating non-stop. Ping, ping, ping. Notification after notification. At first I thought it was spam, a group chat blowing up, or maybe some late-night raid from trolls. But then I saw the subject line of every alert. Your stream is live. That couldn't be right. I wasn't streaming. Still half asleep, I sat up, blinking against the glow of my monitor. Both screens were on, even though I'd shut everything down before going to bed. OBS was open. My webcam light was glowing red. And in the bottom corner of my display, the words burned in white text. Live, 12:03 a.m., 69,472 watching. My blood went cold. I clicked to mute my mic, but the control didn't respond. I tried ending the stream. Nothing. Every button was grayed out, frozen. Then I looked at the video feed. The camera was aimed at my desk, the same spot where I was sitting now, except in the feed, I was already there, asleep, head tilted against the keyboard, hair falling over my face. Same hoodie, same chair, same room. It was streaming my house in real time, and then, from behind the sleeping version of me, something shifted in the darkness. At first it looked like a trick of lighting, just a vague human-shaped blur. But as my eyes adjusted, I saw the outline solidify. Shoulders, arms, a face. The figure stood right behind me, motionless. The chat was going insane. Bro, wake up. It's behind you again. This isn't pre-recorded. I felt paralyzed, like if I turned around I'd see the same thing. But I had to know. Slowly I turned my head. The room behind me was empty. I looked back at the stream. It wasn't. The figure was closer now. Its hand hovered above the sleeping version of me, fingers twitching, almost touching the back of my neck. I tried killing the power. Yanked the surge protector, ripped out the plugs. Everything went dark. For 2 seconds, I breathed. Relief. Then my phone lit up again. Live, 12:03 a.m., 7/120. Watching. It was still going. The camera was still streaming, even without power. I checked the platform directly from my phone. My channel was live. The video title had changed. I hadn't written it. Don't wake him up. The comments were a mess of emojis, terrified reactions, and disbelief. But among the chaos, a few usernames kept repeating, the same ones from the corrupted playback. Keep watching. He's almost ready. We see you too. That's when the image on screen flickered. The sleeping me lifted my head. At least I thought it was me. The face that looked up into the webcam wasn't quite right. Too pale, eyes too dark, smile too wide, like it had been learning how to mimic me, frame by frame. My phone slipped out of my hand. I lunged for the router, pulled every cable I could find. Nothing changed. The stream kept running. The number of viewers climbed higher. Tens of thousands now. My reflection in the black screen of the monitor twitched, just slightly off sync, and for a split second I heard a sound from the speakers. A whisper, distorted. "Wake up." Except this time, it didn't come from the stream. It came from behind me. I froze. The air around me felt heavy, electric, like the entire room was holding its breath. I forced myself to turn around again. Still nothing, just my empty room. But when I looked back at the stream, the ghost wasn't behind me anymore. It was sitting in my chair, watching the camera, smiling, and the version of me that was supposed to be asleep was gone. I stared at the screen, unable to process what I was seeing. Then, in the chat, one message appeared, highlighted in red. "He's streaming from your account now." I scrambled for my phone, tried logging out of everything. YouTube, Twitch, even Discord. Every app said the same thing: session active elsewhere. My own password no longer worked. My recovery email had changed. The profile picture, my face, now had that same faint smile. I thought maybe the platform got hacked. Maybe this was some elaborate digital possession, a data breach gone supernatural. But then I scrolled down to the comments section, and that's when I realized it wasn't just my stream that was live. Hundreds of channels had gone live at the same time, all with the same title: 12:03 a.m. Wake Up. And in every thumbnail, I could see my face, or something wearing it. When I finally worked up the nerve to check the viewer list, I expected usernames, real ones, regulars, trolls, bots, something that made sense. But what I saw looked wrong. Every name was a string of nonsense, letters, numbers, timestamps, like someone had hit random keys. AZU300317, null user 03.0, error 03111, stream ended 0301. And next to each name, a creation date. Every single one said, created 030 a.m., deleted 0301 a.m., except the time now was 2:56 a.m. They were appearing before they existed. At first, I thought maybe the platform was glitching. Maybe it was caching viewers wrong or pulling data from some test server. But the longer I stared, the more the names multiplied. Thousands of them, tens of thousands. And each new one appeared with a ping in the chat. "We can see you too. Keep looking at the screen. She likes when you notice her." I froze. My mouse hovered uselessly over the chat bar. Then one message appeared that made my stomach drop. "She's behind you again." The chat exploded, repeating it over and over. "Behind you, behind you, behind you." I didn't want to look, but something deep in me, that sick mix of fear and curiosity, made me glance at the camera feed. The screen glitched once, twice, then steadied, and there she was, the same faint silhouette from before. A woman-shaped blur standing just behind my chair, her face barely visible through digital static, like a corrupted render trying to form. Her mouth twitched like she was trying to speak, but every time she did, the sound cut out, replaced by that same distorted hum from the previous stream. I could hear the chat losing it, spamming reactions and emojis, begging me to turn around. I didn't move, couldn't. Then, as I sat there staring, a new message appeared, this one highlighted, in my own channel color. "She's behind you again." It was sent from my account, my real username. I blinked, checked my keyboard, my hands, both still. Not typing, but the message was there, sent 30 seconds ago. Another one appeared right after. "Don't stop streaming." Same name, same account, mine. It was typing from me. I ripped my headset off and backed away from the desk. The monitor flickered. The ghost on the feed tilted her head, perfectly mirroring me, frame for frame. Except when I stopped moving, she didn't. For a split second, her mouth opened wider than it should have, stretching like the pixels couldn't keep up. The sound came back. Not the hum this time, whispering. Thousands of overlapping voices, all speaking at once. At first, I thought it was feedback. But then I recognized words. "Watch, Stay. Stream. The viewer count hit 99,999, then froze. I tried shutting my laptop. The hinge clicked, but the screen didn't go dark. The glow still leaked through. When I opened it again, the ghost was gone. The camera showed only me, except the chat was still active. We see both of you. Don't blink. She's learning your face. One of the names in chat caught my eye. It wasn't gibberish this time. It was a username I knew. My mother's name. She doesn't even use the internet. I stared at it for a moment, waiting for it to disappear. But instead, it typed something else. You shouldn't have looked. The feed glitched again, horizontal bars slicing through my image. For a fraction of a second, the frame split. Two of me. One facing the camera, one facing her, and when the pixels realigned, only one version remained, the one that was smiling. That's when I noticed the view count had started to drop, but it wasn't people leaving. Each viewer vanished exactly 60 seconds after joining, replaced by a new, unreadable name, like the system was recycling souls. That's when I realized I wasn't the only one seeing her. Because in the chat, buried among all the gibberish, someone wrote, "She's at my stream too. I didn't even upload it." That's what still freaks me out the most. The next morning, I woke up to a flood of notifications, comments, mentions, reposts. My phone was shaking itself off the nightstand. When I checked my channel, the stream, the one I deleted, was back online. But not just that. It was clipped, cleaned, edited, perfectly titled, "The Moment She Appeared, Real Footage." And it already had 3.4 million views. At first I thought someone ripped the footage and re-uploaded it, but the video was on my channel, my thumbnail style, my watermark, my tags. I hadn't done any of that. The comments were insane, thousands of people arguing about whether it was fake, real, AI, or a clever ARG. Reaction channels were already dissecting it frame by frame, slowing it down to catch her face in the reflection. News outlets picked it up next. Streamer captures apparition live on camera. The ghost that broke the internet. I didn't even know what to believe anymore. But then the DMs started coming in. One of them was from a fan, or I thought it was. No profile picture, no bio, just a message. "I paused your video at 2:17. Why is there a photo of my room?" I almost ignored it. Then they sent a screenshot. It was my clip, the same viral footage, paused mid-glitch. But in the reflection of my monitor, it wasn't my room. It was theirs. Same bedspread, same fairy lights, same poster on the wall. Except there was someone standing behind their chair. And it wasn't me. They said every time they replayed the video, the background shifted, like the ghost was scanning viewers and mirroring their spaces instead of mine. Within days, the comments filled with people saying the same thing. "She's in my kitchen. She's behind me in this frame. Don't watch at 3:17. One TikTok creator claimed the ghost appeared behind him while recording his reaction. You can see his expression change mid-sentence, eyes darting to the corner of the screen before the video cuts off. That clip hit 20 million views in a day, and then it spread like a virus. Other creators started checking their archives. Old videos, old streams, and finding her. Same shape, same distortion, always appearing between 3 bounds and 3:17 a.m. Some people said she only showed up when they paused. Others said she smiled when they looked away. It wasn't just my haunting anymore, it was everyone's. I tried taking the video down multiple times. The delete button wouldn't respond. The analytics page flickered. Every time I refreshed, the view count was higher. I reached out to the platform's support team. They said the file didn't exist in their system, but somehow it was still trending, and the thumbnail kept changing, slightly each time. In one, she was behind me. In the next, she was next to me. In the latest one, she was looking straight at the camera. I thought I could still fix it. That's the delusion every creator falls into, that if you just file the right report, click the right box, someone somewhere behind a help desk will make it all stop. So I emailed support. Subject line: urgent, unauthorized uploads and account compromise. I explained everything: the phantom stream, the auto upload, the impossible replays. I even attached screenshots, timestamps, Analytics spikes, all of it. Then I hit send. The reply came 2 minutes later. Not a human response. Just the usual corporate form letter. Thanks for reaching out. We're reviewing your issue. Please allow 3 to 5 business days for a response. 3 to 5 business days. Like I hadn't just told them something alive was crawling through their servers. I kept refreshing the inbox. Then suddenly, a new message appeared. No profile icon, no header, no reply chain. It just said, "Do not delete it. She feeds on attention." And then, before I could even screenshot it, the message vanished. The entire email thread blinked out like it had never existed. I went to the help forums next. Thousands of posts about phantom streams and the ghost filter glitch. I tried to reply to one. My comment posted, then disappeared instantly. The whole thread followed it into oblivion. Every time someone mentioned her, the system wiped it clean. That's when I noticed something strange on my creator dashboard. A new tab had appeared under scheduled streams. Scheduled live, 12:03 a.m., ongoing. The time never changed. It didn't say upcoming or past. It just stayed there like a loop. When I clicked on it, it opened a blank screen, no chat, no video feed, just a single static frame. My chair, my desk, the faint outline of the ring light glow, and in the darkness behind it, the suggestion of a figure. I tried deleting it. Nothing happened. I refreshed the page. Suddenly there were 2 scheduled streams, both titled 12:03 a.m., then 4, then 8, each one showing a slightly different thumbnail, each one showing her closer. I went back to my videos tab to check the rest of my uploads. Every deleted video had returned, but with different titles. She saw you too. Don't look behind you. Live right now. I didn't make any of them. Every single thumbnail was a different angle of my room, some I'd never seen before. I scrolled down and saw the oldest video I ever posted. A dumb, late-night vlog from 2 years ago had changed too. The title now read, First Contact, 12:03 a.m. The comment count kept rising, even though comments were turned off. That's when I noticed the analytics updating live, the watch time graph pulsing like a heartbeat. It wasn't showing numbers anymore, just one word. Feeding. I tried logging out. Nothing. The sign out button grayed out. Then the page refreshed on its own, and a live stream window opened full screen. No chat, no controls. Just me, sitting at my desk. Except I wasn't moving. My hands were frozen on the keyboard. My face was blank. Behind me, the camera light was on, even though the camera was unplugged. And in the reflection of the monitor, she was standing there, smiling. I woke up to the sound of my own voice. It was faint, echoing from my computer speakers, repeating something I didn't remember saying. For a moment, I thought it was a dream. Then I heard the ping. Notification. Your stream is live, 12:03 a.m. The same title, the same timestamp. I stumbled out of bed and turned toward the glow of my monitor. The live stream window was open, full screen. And there I was, sitting at my desk. Except, I wasn't. I looked down. I was standing halfway across the room. But on screen, the version of me in the feed was already there, breathing heavily, eyes red, like I hadn't slept in days. The room in the stream was identical, same lighting, same mess, same faint reflection in the screen. Then, behind the on-screen me, the ghost appeared, perfectly still. Her outline was sharper this time, almost solid, like she'd stepped closer to reality. She stood behind my reflection, her head tilted slightly like she was watching me realize she was real. The live chat was already going insane. User 1182. Bro, this is happening again? Ghost Watcher. Why is there 2 of him? Static void. She's moving. System message. Let them watch. I froze. I hadn't typed that. And yet, my on-screen self turned slowly toward the camera and whispered, "Let them watch." He said it a full second after it appeared in chat. I tried speaking, testing it. "Who are you?" The me on screen mouthed the same words 2 seconds later. Behind him, the ghost began to move. Every time I breathed, she shifted closer. My reflection blinked, then hers blinked, just behind it. always a fraction of a beat too late. Then I realized what was wrong. The delay was shortening. Half a second, then none. She moved in perfect sync with me now. Not the me in real life, but the me in the stream. And the real me couldn't look away. The chat started flooding with usernames I didn't recognize, pages of text appearing faster than humanly possible. Every message said the same thing: she's behind you. My mouse wouldn't move. My keyboard was dead. Then my webcam light turned on. I wasn't touching anything. The camera feed adjusted itself, refocusing, panning slightly left, like someone was controlling it remotely. On screen, I watched as the ghost leaned down beside my streaming self. Her face pale and static blurred, her eyes two dead gray screens. For the first time, she looked directly into the camera. And I swear to God, she smiled. The live chat froze. No messages, no viewers. Just one system message that blinked across the screen. Let them see what you saw. Then my stream self began to speak, words that weren't mine. He said, "You invited them." He said, "They're watching now." And finally he said, "Don't look away." I couldn't move. My reflection leaned forward, closer and closer, until the frame was filled with his eyes, my eyes. But inside them, I could see the flicker of her shape moving in the reflection. Then everything went black. No stream, no chat, no sound. Just a frozen frame. Timestamp 12:03 Marn AM, looping endlessly. I reached for the power cord, yanked it from the wall, but the monitor stayed on, powered by nothing. And there, faintly lit by the residual glow, was one final line of text appearing on screen. Slowly, letter by letter. Stream ended. Or did it? If you've made it this far, there's something you need to understand. The stream never really ended. I've tried everything, every account deleted, every hard drive smashed, every cord cut. But somehow, every night at exactly 12:03 AM, it goes live again. Same thumbnail, same title. Live now. The platform's moderation team said it's impossible. They swore the video doesn't exist in their database, but I've seen the live chat moving, people typing, reacting, screaming. And the view count, it always goes up by 1, even if no one clicks. Sometimes I stay awake just to see if it happens again. I tell myself I won't check, that I'll ignore it, that I'll finally let it die. But then I get the notification. That same hollow ping, that same sick feeling in my stomach, that same voice whispering my name through my headphones. I know what you're thinking. You want to look it up. You want to see if I'm lying. Don't. If you search for it, it'll show up under a random username. Sometimes it's Room 1203. Sometimes it's Watch Me Live. The thumbnail always looks different until you click it. And then it's me, sitting in this same chair, talking like I am right now. Except this time, I'm not the one speaking. People say the stream's haunted, that it's cursed. But that's not it. It's not haunted. It's alive. Every time someone watches, it learns something new. A reflection, a background, a face, yours. That's why I'm warning you. If you ever see a live stream at 12:03 AM with no title, no description, and a black thumbnail, don't click it. Because if you do, you'll start to notice little things. Your webcam light flickering for no reason. Your phone screen lighting up in the dark. Your reflection smiling when you don't. And when you check your browser history, you'll see a strange entry you didn't make. Watched, live now. Some say it's just a glitch. Others say it's me, still streaming, still warning people not to watch. But I know better. I've seen what happens when you give it attention. When you feed it with your fear. When you let it watch you back. So please, for your own sake, if you see that stream go live tonight, don't click, don't watch, don't even hover over the thumbnail. Because the moment you do, the view count will go up. And that means it found another one. Beat. You can still watch the stream, but I wouldn't recommend it.